In 2015, 3 Boeing 747s appeared overnight at Kuala Lumpur Airport. No one knew who owned them. Authorities published newspaper ads searching for the owners. No one claimed them. How does a $400 million airplane just get abandoned? This mystery is just the beginning of a much stranger story. Welcome to Sky Secrets. Today we are diving into the bizarre world of abandoned and retired aircraft. You are about to discover secret airplane graveyards, luxury homes built inside jumbo jets, and the shocking reason why some planes are worth more dead than alive. Trust me, you have never heard this side of aviation before. Aviation analysts track over 2,000 commercial aircraft retired every year. That is 5 planes per day disappearing from active service. But here is what they do not tell you. 60% get a second life you would never expect. I have visited aircraft boneyards on 3 continents, and what I found there changed everything I thought I knew. Let me start with something most passengers never consider. A brand new Boeing 747 costs over $400 million. An Airbus A380 can cost up to $450 million. These are not just machines. They are flying investments designed to operate for 25 to 30 years, transporting hundreds of millions of passengers across continents. But here is the critical question: what happens when that lifespan ends? You might think airlines simply throw them away, or let them rust in some forgotten corner of an airport. The reality is far more complex and far more profitable than you could imagine. Because in the aviation industry, nothing ever truly dies. Everything transforms. The first and most common destination for retired passenger aircraft is cargo conversion. Think of it like this. When a professional athlete retires from competition, they often become a coach or trainer. Aircraft do something similar. Companies remove every single passenger seat, strip out the galleys where flight attendants prepare meals, eliminate the entertainment systems, and reinforce the floor to handle heavy cargo loads. What was once a luxurious flying hotel becomes a workhorse capable of carrying 70 to 100 tons of packages, electronics, and goods across the world. Major cargo operators like Atlas Air, Cargolux, and Federal Express operate entire fleets of these converted aircraft. That Boeing 747 that transported your family on vacation 15 years ago, it might now be delivering your smartphone from China or carrying medical supplies to remote regions. But the economics here are fascinating. Converting a passenger plane to cargo configuration costs between $2 million and $10 million depending on the aircraft type. Yet these converted planes can operate profitably for another 15 to 20 years. Airlines that would have scrapped the aircraft instead generate millions in additional revenue. Now we enter the truly shocking territory. Some retired aircraft are worth more dismantled than they are flying. Let me explain why. A single turbofan engine from a Boeing 767 can sell for $24 million on the secondary market. The landing gear assembly? Between $3 and $8 million. The auxiliary power unit that provides electricity and air conditioning while the plane sits at the gate? $2 million. Avionics systems, flight control computers, even the premium economy seats have significant resale value. Companies like Georgia Alabama Telesis and Air Salvage International have built billion-dollar businesses around this concept. They purchase retired aircraft specifically to dismantle them and sell the components to airlines operating similar models. This is not scrap metal recycling. This is precision surgical extraction of high-value technology. Here is something that will surprise you. An airline operating a fleet of 50 Boeing 737s needs constant replacement parts. Engines wear out. Hydraulic systems fail. Avionics need upgrading. Instead of buying brand new components from Boeing at premium prices, they can purchase certified used parts from dismantlers at 40 to 60% discounts. The mathematics are brutal but brilliant. A retired Boeing 747 contains approximately 6 million individual parts. Even if only 10% of those parts can be resold, you are looking at 600,000 components entering the global aviation parts market. Now let me take you to a place that most passengers will never see: the aircraft boneyard. These are not graveyards in the traditional sense. They are storage and preservation facilities located in desert regions where low humidity and minimal rainfall create perfect conditions for long-term aircraft storage. The most famous is the Aerospace Maintenance and Regeneration Group facility in Tucson, Arizona. Locals call it the Boneyard. This facility stores over 4,000 military and commercial aircraft on a site covering more than 2,600 acres. From satellite imagery, it looks like a science fiction movie set. Rows upon rows of aircraft, their engines sealed in protective covers, their windows covered, sitting silently in the desert sun. But these planes are not dead. They are hibernating. Some aircraft are in what the industry calls active storage. Their owners have temporarily removed them from service due to economic downturns, seasonal demand fluctuations, or maintenance requirements. These planes can return to flying status within weeks if needed. Others are in long-term storage. Airlines are waiting for market conditions to improve, for lease agreements to expire, or for buyers to emerge. During the pandemic in 2020 and 2021, over 16,000 commercial aircraft worldwide entered storage simultaneously. The sudden disappearance of passenger demand created ghost fleets that sat idle for months or years. But now we arrive at the destinations that truly stretch belief. Retired aircraft that become hotels, restaurants, homes, and entertainment venues. In Stockholm, Sweden, the Jumbo Stay Hotel offers guests the opportunity to sleep inside a Boeing 747. The aircraft sits permanently at Arlanda Airport. The fuselage has been converted into hotel rooms. The cockpit serves as a luxury suite. Guests pay $300 per night to experience sleeping in what was once a flying machine. In Costa Rica, a Boeing 727 hangs suspended among the trees in the rainforest canopy. An entrepreneur purchased the aircraft, transported it to the jungle, and converted it into a two-bedroom suite with panoramic windows overlooking the forest. It is one of the most photographed hotels in Central America. In Oregon, United States, a retired electrical engineer named Bruce Campbell purchased a Boeing 727 for $100,000. He had it transported to 10 acres of forest land he owned. Campbell kept much of the interior structure intact, including the cockpit and some of the original seating. He lives there full-time, using the fuselage as his primary residence. In India, the Hawaii Ada restaurant operates inside a decommissioned Airbus A380. Diners sit in the original passenger cabin, eating gourmet meals, while surrounded by the aircraft interior. The restaurant has become a major tourist attraction. These transformations might seem like novelty projects, but they represent a growing trend. Architects and designers worldwide are recognizing that aircraft fuselages offer unique structural properties. They are already pressurized, weatherproof, and built to withstand extreme conditions. With creative renovation, they can become functional buildings. Not every aircraft gets a glamorous second life. Many end their days in recycling facilities where specialized companies extract maximum value from every component. Modern aircraft recycling operations can recover 90% of an aircraft by weight. The aluminum from the fuselage and wings gets melted down and reused in new aircraft, automobiles, or construction materials. A single Airbus A380 yields approximately 77 tons of recyclable aluminum, 11 tons of steel, and 3 tons of other materials including titanium, copper, and composite materials. But here is where aviation recycling becomes genuinely cutting edge. Newer aircraft like the Boeing 787 Dreamliner use 50% composite materials instead of traditional aluminum. These carbon fiber composites are stronger and lighter, but they are also much harder to recycle. Companies are now developing specialized techniques to break down these advanced materials and reuse them. The recycling industry for commercial aircraft currently generates approximately $12 billion annually. By 2030, analysts predict this will grow to $18 billion as the global fleet continues aging and environmental regulations become stricter. Now let me return to that mystery I mentioned at the beginning. Those 3 Boeing 747s in Kuala Lumpur were not unique cases. Around the world, dozens of commercial aircraft sit abandoned at airports, ownerless and unwanted. At Khartoum Airport in Sudan, an Airbus A380 has sat abandoned for over 10 years. No one knows who owns it. It has become an unofficial landmark. At various airports across Africa, Asia, and Eastern Europe, You can find aircraft that were simply left behind when airlines went bankrupt, when leasing companies dissolved, or when political situations made retrieval impossible. Why does this happen? The answer is economics. When an aircraft reaches the end of its useful life, it costs money to properly retire it. You need to pay for transportation to a boneyard or recycling facility. You need to pay for environmentally safe disposal of hazardous materials like hydraulic fluids and fire suppression systems. You need to settle outstanding debts with airports for landing fees and parking charges. Sometimes that cost exceeds the remaining value of the aircraft, so owners simply walk away. The plane sits at the airport, accumulating parking fees no one will ever pay, slowly deteriorating, becoming someone else's problem. Before I conclude, there is one more destination for retired commercial aircraft that most people never consider: military conversion. Governments and defense contractors purchase older passenger aircraft and convert them into specialized military roles. Aerial refueling tankers, surveillance platforms, transport aircraft for special operations, and even aggressor aircraft used to train fighter pilots. The United States Air Force operates a fleet of modified Boeing 767s as aerial refueling tankers. These aircraft started their lives carrying passengers for commercial airlines. Now they extend the operational range of military aircraft by providing in-flight refueling. Some retired airliners become target drones, remotely piloted aircraft used for weapons testing. Others become research platforms for testing new aviation technologies. The flexibility of commercial aircraft designs makes them valuable for purposes their original designers never imagined. As I wrap up, let me share what is coming next in this industry. Aircraft manufacturers like Boeing and Airbus are now designing planes with end-of-life recycling in mind. They are selecting materials that are easier to dismantle and reuse. They are creating detailed documentation about how to efficiently take apart their aircraft when retirement arrives. Emerging technologies like automated disassembly robots and advanced material separation systems will make recycling even more efficient. Some companies are experimenting with 3D printing using recycled aircraft aluminum, creating a circular economy where old planes literally become new planes. And here is something that might surprise you. With the rise of electric and hydrogen-powered aircraft on the horizon, the current generation of fuel-burning jets will face retirement earlier than expected. This could create a massive wave of aircraft reaching end of life simultaneously in the 2030s and 2040s. But here is what most people miss. Right now, as you watch this video, over 300 commercial aircraft are being retired somewhere in the world this month alone. That is 10 planes per day, disappearing from service. Each one entering this hidden system I just described. And within the next 5 years, aviation analysts predict that number will double. Thousands of aircraft will flood boneyards, recycling facilities, and conversion hangars. This is not some distant future. This is happening right now. The aircraft you flew on last year might already be sitting in the Arizona desert. If this video opened your eyes to the secret life of retired aircraft, hit that like button right now. It helps us reach more aviation enthusiasts like you, who deserve to know what really happens behind the scenes. And subscribe to Sky Secrets, because we are just getting started. Every week we reveal the hidden truths the aviation industry does not want passengers to know. Click that notification bell so you never miss when we expose the next big secret. The aviation world is full of mysteries, and we are here to uncover every single one.